Yesterday was a big day for Snyder Cut news, right? Jared Leto is going to reprise his famous, or some would say infamous, role as the Joker in the Snyder Cut. And, some other people were announced as coming back too. Not necessarily surprising the rest of these people, but even so. They did see the need to mention these people, so that's interesting. People like Ray Fisher as Cyborg, right? Now, ordinarily, that wouldn't be that big of a deal because, Cyborg's a member of the Justice League. I mean, why is it a big deal to announce him? But, Ray Fisher has been doing battle with Warner Brothers lately. And, there was speculation that they were firing. They released an article recently, The Hollywood Reporter, saying that a lot of people phrased as a warning shot against him to kind of be quiet, or else they would ransom his role in the Snyder Cut or whatever, or the Flash movie or whatever. And Ray Fisher has been a lot quieter than he used to be. He still says little stuff here and there about Jeff Johns, John Berg, Joss Whedon, but it's not as much as before. So maybe whatever they did worked. He's certainly not being completely quiet, but he's not, being the way he was before. Also, Amber Heard is Mera. That's not a surprise either, because she was in the theatrical cut of Justice League. So it's not a surprise that she would come back for the Snyder Cut. But, Amber Heard is controversial in a different way. But, Warner Brothers has indicated that they're not firing her from Aquaman 2, or this. They have no reason to yet. I mean, until there's a verdict from some cases or something, one of the two that she's got going on with Johnny Depp, there's no technical legal grounds to fire her from anything, because she hasn't been, convicted or found guilty of, abuse, so I get rid of her. Also, Ben Affleck's Batman, Batfleck, those were the ones announced. But let's get into this. The highlight, of course, is Jared Leto, but let's get into this Hollywood Reporter article. Zack Snyder's new Justice League cut is getting some killer laughs. The last laugh, right? Jared Leto's Joker's getting the last laugh. Jared Leto, who played classic DC villain the Joker in 2016 Suicide Squad, has joined in the shooting of additional footage for the Snyder Cut, the filmmaker's definitive version of the 2017 superhero movie he was forced to exit and never saw through completion. The project, officially titled Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's also big news, is being overseen by HBO Max, which is financing the new round of shooting and the completion of many unfinished scenes, and will air as a 4-episode event series next year. Shooting is currently underway with Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, and Amber Heard among those involved. On top of Leto, it is unclear which other actors are included. Even as the shoot rolls ahead, 2 producers who were involved with the theatrical movie are quietly moving to the side. John Berg and Jeff Johns, then studio executives who oversaw the film and the reshoot by Joss Whedon that was meant to salvage the failed movie, will not be receiving producer credits on the Snyder Cut, sources say. Sources close to Berg and Johns have confirmed the duo's intention to remove their names from the Snyder Cut since they did not work on this version and are no longer studio executives. That's appropriate, especially since, they were the ones whom I think pushed Zack Snyder off. It would be, I think, inappropriate for them to attach their names to, his version that's coming back after all the drama that went down. I don't know if it was their choice to step down or if the studio told them, you're not going to be attached to this. And they're trying to make it look like it was their choice. Because, there's a lot of times politics involved with this stuff. The sources also say the move pays respect to Snyder's creative vision and the additional photography shoot. It is unclear when Berg's and Johns' segue began. One source said the move began months ago and is unconnected to comments made by Ray Fisher. I talked about Ray Fisher earlier in this video, who played Cyborg in the movie and who has for months accused the two of enabling abuse and misconduct by Whedon on the set of the 2017 reshoots. After vocal and public outbursts on social media, even as late as September, Fisher has been less incendiary and posting less frequently of late. Yeah, he has. He's still saying stuff, but not like he was in June or July. Leto boarding the Snyder Cut is noteworthy, as the character did not appear in the original 2017 movie. It also raises questions about how much new content will be included in Snyder's super version of Justice League. It also ties the new cut to Suicide Squad, the all-star DC movie that saw Margot Robbie break out as fan-favorite character Harley Quinn, and Leto portray Joker as a love-obsessed and glittery crime lord. The picture was exec-produced by Snyder and his wife and partner Deborah Snyder, and was meant to tie into an overall DC cinematic universe that Snyder had been shepherding. A lot of people are wondering, why put Jared Leto's Joker in the Justice League, right? He never had anything to do with the Justice League before. Why put him in here? But I think it's to whet people's appetites for the release of the Snyder Cut, right? Jared Leto's Joker, if he goes well in Justice League, I don't know how much he'll be in there. I don't know if he'll be like an important character or just be in a couple of scenes or a cameo. But, Jared Leto being in the Snyder Cut, if the Snyder Cut is really successful and people like Leto's Joker in there, that would be a great time for Warner Brothers to announce, or just to see, how well it's doing and be like, you know what? Let's greenlight David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I think the Suicide Squad, the director's cut, is one of the main reasons why Jared Leto's Joker is being put in this movie. And as for Jared Leto himself, I'm sure he would love to get a chance to really play the Joker again like he was originally intended to. He didn't really he was cut a lot out of David Ayer's Suicide Squad, the theatrical version. And we didn't really get to see him flex his muscles as Joker that much before, Warner Brothers kind of seemed to kick him to the curb for Joaquin Phoenix's version. So I think Leto wants to try to redeem himself and show people what he can do. And I think Warner Brothers is using that as, to test the water to see how much enthusiasm will be, if he's a hit, for the release the Snyder Cut movement, right? I think it's definitely a Suicide Squad tie-in. And, we've also been seeing, there have been people saying that Ryan Reynolds' Hal Jordan / Green Lantern's going to show up in this movie, in this miniseries in some capacity. So, all this stuff, and I think there will be more surprises too. Like, I think Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke's supposed to be in here. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. This is like kind of a Snyderverse all-star production, right? It's like all these characters from the Snyderverse are coming back for this movie or this miniseries. And, if it's really successful, it'll be like, boom, you liked him in here, you get to see more of them on HBO Max. But if it's not as successful, this can kind of just be like a goodbye, a swan song to all these people. Like, you get to see him one last time. So, we shall see. But, very interesting that Jared Leto's Joker's inclusion in this was quite a surprise. I don't think a lot of us were expecting to see him in this. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.